Hare Krishna. Today we are going to hear about Krishna the Ranachora and how Krishna kidnapped Devi Rukmini. So after the death of Kalyavan and delivering King Muchukunda, Lord Krishna came out of the cave and returned to the vicinity of Mathura, where he fought with the soldiers of Kalyavan and killed them one after the other. Meanwhile, Jarasandha had come to attack Mathura, and this time with a bigger division of soldiers numbering 23 Akshonis. An Akshoni is described as a battle formation consisting of some chariots, elephants, cavalries, and infantries. But Lord Krishna wanted to save Mathura from the 18th attack of Jarasandha. He also wanted to prevent the further killing of soldiers so that he can attend to some other important work. So Lord Krishna left the battlefield without fighting. He, along with Balaram, proceeded for a very long distance on foot. But this time Jarasandha thought Krishna and Balaram were very much afraid of his military strength and were fleeing the battlefield. So he followed them with chariots, horses, and infantry. Due to this pastime of Lord Krishna, he is called as Ranachora, one who has left the battlefield. In India, especially in Gujarat, there are many temples of Lord Krishna known as temples of Ranachorji. Actually, Lord Krishna did not leave the battlefield because he was afraid, but he had some other important purpose, and that important purpose was actually to attend the confidential letter sent by Devi Rukmini. Now, after moving a long distance, the brothers pretended that they have become very tired and they climbed up a high mountain called Pravarsana. Jarasandha thought the two brothers are afraid of his military power and have hidden themselves. So, after searching for a long time, when he could not find them, he decided to trap and kill them by setting fire around the peak. As the fire spread, Krishna and Balram jumped from the top of the mountain down to the ground, unseen by Jarasandha or his men. Jarasandha thought the two brothers are burnt into ashes. So, thinking that, he left Mathura and returned his home in the kingdom of Magadha. Gradually, Krishna and Balram, they reached the city of Dwaraka, which was surrounded by sea. After some times, Sri Balram married Revati, daughter of the ruler of Anartha province. After the marriage of Balram, Lord Krishna married Devi Rukmini, who is the supreme goddess of fortune. Rukmini was the daughter of King Bhishmaka, the ruler of Vidarbha province. King Bhishmaka had 5 sons and 1 daughter. The eldest son was Rukmi, and Rukmini was a very beautiful and was meant to be married to Lord Krishna. Everybody in the kingdom wanted Devi Rukmini to be married to Lord Krishna except her own brother Rukmi. Rukmi wanted Rukmini to be married to Shishupal, who was an enemy of Krishna. When Rukmini heard about this, she felt very sad and thought of taking some steps. So she called upon a trustworthy Brahmin and wrote a letter to Lord Krishna and prayed the Brahmin to hand over the message to Lord Krishna secretly. In the note, she had written, as per the family tradition, before marriage, she will visit goddess Durga temple to worship. So she suggested Lord Krishna to kidnap her while going from palace to temple or else returning from temple to home. So Lord Krishna, after getting the message, was very pleased and immediately started for Vidarbha. The complete city of Vidarbha was beautifully decorated. Every inhabitant was beautifully dressed. Learned priests were chanting mantras from the 4 Vedas, Rig, Sam, Yajur and Atharva. Damaghosha had arrived with his son Shishupal with full arrangements, and prominent kings like Dantavakra, Jarasandha and many more. When King Bhishmaka heard about Krishna and Balram, he invited them to see the marriage ceremony. Meanwhile, Rukmini Devi proceeded towards the temple with her mother and other friends to offer prayer to goddess Durga. Rukmini offered prayers, and then while she was preparing to return back, very eager to see Lord Krishna, she could notice Lord Krishna amongst all other princes who had come to attend the marriage. Lord Krishna, not concerned about other princes, immediately took the opportunity to place Devi Rukmani on his chariot marked by a flag bearing the image of Garuda, and then he proceeded slowly. Balram appeared on the scene with the soldiers of the Yadu dynasty. Jarasandha and all other princes, they were wondering, how is this? Krishna is taking Devi Rukmani in his chariot. They got very angry and a terrible fighting began. All the princes and soldiers began to fall from their horses, elephants and chariot. Jarasandha found himself defeated. Shishupal, seeing this, felt discouraged and they also stopped fighting. Devi Rukmani's brother Rukmi was very frustrated. He called his phalanx of soldiers to fight with Krishna. And he started saying loudly very odd words to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, after hearing these words of Rukmi, shot an arrow, severed the string of Rukmi's bow. Lord Krishna shot arrow, cutting the string of the bow of Rukmi for the third time, and then finally the driver of the chariot of Rukmi was killed. Lord Krishna took out his sword when Rukmi attempted to fight with his sword. Lord Krishna was about to kill Rukmi, but Devi Rukmani prayed to excuse him and prayed for her brother's life. Lord Krishna agreed and left him. Now both of them, they reached Dwaraka and the marriage happened with great celebration in the presence of all friends and neighboring kings. Even King Bhishmaka was personally present to bless them. All visitors and inhabitants of Dwaraka were joyful to see Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, marrying Devi Rukmani, the goddess of fortune. Hare Krishna.